Mr. Jar Jar Binks. Mr. ruined movie friend.
Shut the fuck up!
Oh, I have a bad feeling about this.
When Anakin finally comes of age, he leaves Tatooine to explore the galaxy as either a pod racer or a fighter pilot. Thus, he and his family live in peace. The Clone Wars still happen, but the only difference this time is that there aren't even any clones to go around, and the wars occur 10 years sooner. Valorum isn't kicked out of office, thus the Republic gets weaker by the day.
Count Dooku would still defect from the Jedi Order after seeing that they were too ineffective with their pacifistic views in order to save the Republic from its slow decay. So, he turns to the dark side and is given a holocron of Darth Maul killing Qui-Gon Jinn. And this basically enrages him before he is given the opportunity to face Darth Maul in single combat. Darth Sidious assigns him a test in order to join the Siths, which is to kill his best friend, Jedi Master Sifo Dyas. And like he did in the original timeline, Count Dooku would still kill Sifo Dyas after the plan to have him create the clone army for them. Eventually, Count Dooku will earn the right to face Darth Maul himself in a one-on-one climactic duel between the two sinister villains. And personally, I think Count Dooku would end up winning for various reasons. However, the story doesn't end there, for it gets worse after this. It honestly doesn't matter if Sifo Dyas managed to get the aliens on the planet Kamino to create the clone army with Darth Plagueis' money, because it would take 10 years to develop the army from their embryos. So, in other words, by the time the wars start, the Republic would be completely caught off guard, and they would be forced to surrender to the Separatists. And this creates a split within the galaxy similar to that of the Korean War. The Jedi Order, however, remains pacifistic, and thus they lose public support as a result, and they become powerless. The Sith eventually carry out their coup to overthrow the governments of the Galactic Republic and the Confederation of Independent Systems, like they did in the original timeline. As a result, the Jedi Order finally rise to action, but are easily demolished by the Empire.
Anakin would still fight in the Clone Wars when he is drafted into the Confederate Army, and as a result, he gets the attention of Count Dooku himself. Count Dooku would then take upon himself to train Anakin as his apprentice.
Padme still gets screwed over, like mentioned earlier. Anakin and Dooku would then try to assassinate Sidious, and they would end up succeeding. The galaxy would fall completely into their hands, for Count Dooku would now be Emperor, and Anakin would still become Darth Vader. The entire Star Wars saga would just end right there, for films 4 through 6 would never happen. On to Path B, we come to the point where Anakin and Obi-Wan reunite with Padme at her apartment after the failed assassination attempt on her life, but the only difference is that Jar Jar Binks isn't there with them.
The movie would remain constant until the scene where Anakin and Padme escaped to Naboo after the second assassination attempt on her life failed. Since Jar Jar is dead, that means Padme would have to find someone else to replace her at the Senate. Most likely a human female from the planet Naboo. And this person would make sure to follow Padme's orders to the letter. This means Chancellor Palpatine would not get the emergency powers he needs in order to legalize the clone army from Kamino to be used in the war with the CIS.
The movie would remain the same all the way up to the Battle of Geonosis, because since nobody proposed to give Palpatine the emergency powers, then that means there's no clone army, no rescue from Yoda, and no United Republic. Thus everyone dies, because Mace Windu refused to surrender. We then turn to a Cold War between the CIS and the Galactic Republic, but in this timeline, it's the Republic that falters, while the Confederacy prospers. Like in Path A, due to a coup planned by the Sith, the Galactic Empire would still rise to power. The clone troopers still become the stormtroopers. The CIS droids get shut down. And that's the end of the saga, for episodes 3 through 12 never happen. Now there is a Path C, of course. However, it's not worth mentioning simply because it's the same thing as Path A, other than the fact that Anakin's backstory would have been completely different. This is because Darth Maul captured him when he returned from the space battle in The Phantom Menace. So, Anakin would be used as bait for Padme to sign the treaty. He would then be taken by Darth Maul as his secret apprentice, until Count Dooku shows up like in Path A, challenges Darth Maul. Darth Maul most likely dies. Count Dooku trains Anakin like he did in Path A. They overthrow Sidious, but this time Anakin plans a coup against Dooku and succeeds, thus becoming the Emperor himself. In conclusion, Qui-Gon Jinn made the right choice by saving Jar Jar Binks, and it would have been a huge detriment if he hadn't. Now that concludes episode 1. For next time, we will be going Death Flame.
You've got to come back with me!
Where?
Back to the future!
Hey, Doc, we better back up. We don't have enough road to get up to 88.
Roads? Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Back to the future.
This is Death Flame from DFAG Cinemas.
How could it get any better than this?